girl Elijah Tara, and I'm back with another video. So like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'm making this video real quick just because I guess I wanted to go on a rant and I didn't want to do it on anywhere else. I know y'all probably wondering like, girl, where the heck have you been? Like, you've been MIA for a minute. Yes, I have. Just because I've been off living life and doing what I do. Y'all know me. I'm consistently inconsistent. I pop up, I disappear. That's just what I do. Okay. But yes. So, oh my bad. That was the phone did that. Anyway, so if you don't know, if you follow me on social media, Instagram specifically, because that's the only social site that I'm currently on, or Threads, which I haven't even been on Threads like that. You know, for I wouldn't even say the past year, since March, kind of just been like traveling, or maybe since April. Since April, I've just been traveling. I really enjoyed my time, and there are some videos that I have coming out based upon like just my travels in general. Just some of the things that I've seen on some of the places that I have been. Which at this point, like this past couple months since April, what month is April? 4 and we're in 10. So I spent the last like 6 months just like traveling. I've been to New York, Long Island, New York, to Sacramento, California. I've been to Mount Shasta, so everywhere in between. I've been to Southern California. I've been everywhere in Florida. Literally, I've been everywhere in Florida. North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina to be exact. Shout out to Bridgerton, because I didn't know that city was named after her. Where else have I been? Virginia, Baltimore, Kentucky. Where have I been specifically in Kentucky? Louisville, in Lexington, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas. Wasn't really a fan of Texas because y'all's traffic out there is fucking ridiculous. That traffic in Texas is horrible. I don't know why y'all got all them lanes and it's still all that traffic. There's too many people that live out there. Let's just be honest. Where else have I been? Wyoming. Utah. Salt Lake City, Utah was probably one of the prettiest places that I've seen. And it's because everybody like lives on the mountains. Where else have I been? Pretty much everywhere. Like literally, I think I've literally crossed off, if there are 50 states, I at least had to have crossed off 25 of them. Why? Because I love traveling. You know what I'm saying? I'm 20 something, in my late 20s. I don't have children. And I just feel like what better time to travel in to do it now? I don't have no kids. I don't have nothing holding me back. I don't have anything to prevent me from just getting up and going when I want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one form of freedom to me. It's just being able to dip when you want to. I'm not tied down to no desk, which is why I really don't. It just doesn't work for me anymore. Like, I don't like that. I don't like it. I do have a video coming out soon, just for other people who are in the same line of work that I'm in, on how much a person makes and how much you can make in that particular area, because it's different. But I'm making this video today because I don't know, I was a little annoyed. If you don't know, then you should know. I have, out of all the places that I've been, my favorite is Southern Florida. The first time I came down here, I don't know if it's because of the people or whatever, I just kind of fell in love with like the vibe of Southern Florida, the way the air smells, the sun, just everything. So because of that, I decided, okay, I'm gonna take up permanent residency in Southern Florida, which I haven't been back here that long, but there are certain things about Florida that I completely forgot about. Okay, like I forgot this is something that you have to constantly deal with. And it's because it's so many other people that have moved to Florida that this is the problem, okay? Being around in Florida, you're going to come in contact with a lot of different people. One thing I will say that I kind of experienced, like during the first couple of days of me getting back here, I was a little homesick, and then I had to kind of like check myself, because I'm like, what are you homesick for? It's nothing back there, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't communicate with nobody from back home for real, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you do communicate with people, they can easily come here. So like, what is it that you're missing? And I think it's because like, we are social people, so we miss having community. So when you don't have a community, you tend to miss that closeness in interpersonal relationships that you have. But the thing is, I had to take a step back and realize, like, majority of the people that I actually considered as like friends, they don't even live in Michigan no more. Like, they left prior to even me leaving. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? What is it that you're really missing, Elijah? Because like, you don't really communicate with family like that even before I left. So it was like, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, certain situations have happened to make me realize, like, yeah, this is not what's for me. So I had to kind of like check myself and say, like, no, home is where the heart is, and my heart is down here. So this is home. But for starters, being down here and dealing with some of these people, like just being in contact with these people, baby, these people be rude. I don't know, me, if it's just me personally, I've just grown so tired of being around or just being in the presence of other people who are let me check myself because I was about to snap, are rude, okay? Like, I don't know who raised y'all. Okay? Clearly, I'm thinking y'all was raised in the wilderness, and y'all sit up here and y'all talk about a specific certain group of people, but at least we know how to say excuse me when we walk past, you know what I'm saying? And like, I've noticed, I try not to allow outside figures to dictate my internal or how I feel emotionally or anything like that. But like, I noticed being down here, like my mouth has gotten a little more cutthroat than it normally has been, or like my attitude is a little snappy more so than what it used to be, just specifically because of the level of inconsideration that goes on down here. And I told y'all this a while ago. I think I may have said it in the video. If not, I've said this to several different other people before, but people tend to drive how they act. So if you want to know something about a person, pay attention to the way that they drive. And when I say the way that they drive, I mean like when they're on the freeway and they're in their zone, when you get into your flow state. Because the thing is once you drive so much, it just becomes a part of like muscle memory. Like, you don't think about how you're going to drive, you just drive, right? So when you're in these situations where like you're in the passenger seat of somebody, pay attention to the way that they drive, because like I said, the way that they drive will tell you everything that you need to know about a person. And that's why, like, if I do decide to date somebody, like my couple of my first dates are gonna have to be in the car, because I need to see how you drive. I need to see how you interact with other people, especially like during heavy traffic. Because like, I want to see, are you a patient person? Are you impatient? Like, what are the characteristics that this particular person has? Okay. So that's first, number uno. And I noticed like the way that these people drive down here is diabolical. It's diabolical. Like, so then you go off into these grocery stores and like you're in contact with these people, and I'm not even gonna say in contact with these people, but you're in close proximity of these people, and you realize like people don't know how to say excuse me. Like, how do you not know how to say excuse me? If somebody is in the way, or you're in the way and you're trying to get past, you don't just bump past them, or you don't just walk past and just assume that this person is supposed to step over. Like, and me, I've become such an a-hole. I'm not gonna say an a-hole, but more so now, like, I'll just stand there. You gonna stand there and look at me? I'm gonna stand there and look at you. Are you gonna open your mouth? Because I don't, you know what I'm saying? I do read minds, but I don't read minds. I read body language, you know what I'm saying? You gonna stand there and look at me, I'm gonna stand there and look at you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's to the point now where I'm not gonna say these people are like changing me or anything like that, but it's definitely to the point where, like I said, I'm way more snippier than I used to be, and just because it's like these people down here, and it's just be like, child, y'all too old not to know this stuff. Like, I just don't understand why people don't have manners, and it's not a certain group of people. You know the people that I'm talking about. I'm not gonna say it, but I'm inadvertently saying it. Like, I just don't understand how are y'all raised with no manners at all. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, because you could have somebody in the hood of the hood of the hood, but they're still respectful and they still have manners. I don't understand what's wrong with these people. Like, y'all are just raised entirely different. I just don't get it. But I am gonna come back on here in a little while because there's a few conversations that I wanted to have. I am actually gonna start doing videos earlier in the day because a lot of times I don't have my phone in the morning, and that's when a lot of things like come to me as far as like conversations that I want to have with you all will come to me early in the morning, like when I first wake up. And the thing is because I'm trying to create a ritual where I do not touch my phone in the AM. Then I'm sorry, I was looking at something in front of me, but that I'm not touching my phone in the morning because it's really not good to, the first thing you do is wake up and you grab your phone. Like, no, we should not be as connected to these phones as we are. Like, people seem to not know how to think without a phone in their hand, and your phone shouldn't do the thinking for you. I think that is the problem with technology. I don't think technology is a problem in it per se at all. I just think the way that technology is being used is the problem. Technology should be used to help a person enhance your way of thinking, not take the thinking away from you, and now the phone does the thinking for you. That technically means the phone is smarter than you, because you can't think without the phone. Like, that's a problem. That's a problem. And that, like, obsessively scrolling on social media, like, that's an obsession. Whether you want to believe it or not, that is an obsession, and I really feel like we have to get out of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to be watching other people or what they're doing in their life, period. Like, that's just not something that I feel like we need to be doing. But or me, I'm not even gonna say we, because what y'all do is y'all business. But me personally, I don't need to just be in my phone scrolling away. Like, no, I need to be interactive with the world around me, which is another reason why, like, y'all haven't really been seeing me on here like that. It's because I've been trying to be interactive with the world around me. I have my moments where I will consistently make these videos and then I'll just drop off because I feel like I need to connect more with the world around me. So when you don't see me, just know, like, she doing some connecting, okay? Call me the plug. Because I'm turning on all the lights, okay? Anyways. But, yeah. The conversation that I might come back on here later and have is just, matter of fact, I might as well just do it now, because it's really a quick conversation. But, so if you all don't know or haven't watched any of my previous videos, then you would know, like, my last relationship, well, it's been the last couple of relationships, just have not been, well, I'm not going to say they're not conducive, because they are conducive. They're beneficial in different ways. But one thing that has taught me being in relationships in general, and just like analyzing the previous relationships that I was in, is the fact that I feel like way too often when people are dating, instead of finding a person that perfectly fits them, people will try to mold you into something that you're necessarily not, so that you stay and fit with them. Like, I remember being in one specific relationship with one specific guy, and this is another reason why I say, like, young girls, I don't feel like they should date older men, because there's a level of experience that they may have in the physical that's a little bit more evolved or ahead of yours, and because of those experiences, they may try to manipulate you into thinking a certain type of way because your mind is still so young. You know what I'm saying? And I specifically remember this guy that I used to talk to back in the day was like, in the end, you're going to be the perfect person for me. If anything, that's molding. And he was like way older than me. So for him to come out and say that, now I look back like, girl, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? But anyways, you are the person that you are. And I think way too often people get into these relationships with other people and they think like, oh, I need to try to change this person that I'm getting into a relationship with. And I don't think that is certain. I don't think that's what we're supposed to be doing. Like, you're not supposed to get into it. Like, I'll just give you an example. I'm coming up on my 2-year anniversary of being vegan, okay? Like, I don't eat no meat no more. I don't eat dairy. I don't even eat soy anymore. I just don't eat this stuff. It's not beneficial for my body. It's not beneficial for my mind. It's not beneficial for my health, okay? So because I know this, it's not smart. And before I say this, it's to a point now, because I don't eat meat and I've purged it from my body so much, and I'm not around anybody that eats meat, that meat does not smell good to me anymore. Like, when people cook meat, it smells like flesh is burning. And it's so distinguishable, and it's so nauseating to me now. Like, and people that don't live this lifestyle don't understand when I say this. Like, I'll go to the grocery store, and if I have to pass, like, especially the seafood section, I'll start gagging because it smells. I'm gonna eat it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to smell it. I don't want around it. I don't want that for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I completely purged this stuff out of my system to where the point that I don't crave any of this stuff anymore. Like, I just don't. The internet down here is horrible. I don't know why. I don't know how come, but it's really horrible. Anyways, I don't know how come, but it's really horrible. Anyways, knows how to cook himself, because heck, every now and again I want to put my woman. I might do majority or at least 60% of the cooking. Me knowing this, I'm not about to sit up here and cook you meat and then don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just told you I don't even like the smell. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not the person that's coming into your life to try to change you so that you now fit me. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that happens way too often. People want to change you or mold you so that you're now suitable for them. No, I'm not doing that. Like, if you didn't come a certain type of way already, I'm not about to sit up here and put all of this work into trying to force you to change. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. So with that being said, I notice like a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, be like, oh, can I have your number, this, that, and the fifth? And I'll straight up tell them, like, I'm vegan. And they're like this one particular guy, he's like, oh, you gonna have to eat meat. Who do you think you're talking to? Because you ain't talking to me. I didn't do all of this work. You go vegan for no reason, just so I can turn around and go eat meat because you want me to eat meat. Well, if you don't get out my face with that, like, you know what I'm saying? So because of certain things like that, it's made it even more difficult as far as like dating. And that's why I'm kind of like not dating. I'm not dating anybody. You know what I'm saying? Just because, like I said, I'm really just out here focusing on myself, my own evolution, my own healing, my own this, that, and the fifth. And I personally feel like when the time comes for the person that I'm supposed to settle down, he'll find me, or we'll somehow run into each other, but whatever, it'll happen organically. However, you know what I'm saying? Like, people just see you and they're like, oh, she's fine. You know what I'm saying? She seems like she got a head on her shoulders. Let me talk to her. But then it's like, it's certain things about us that just don't merge well. Hold on. But it's certain things about you that just don't merge well, or me per se, that just doesn't merge well with other people. Especially considering the fact, like, I don't eat meat no more. I don't eat dairy no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even eat soy no more. I don't subscribe to religion the same way that everybody else does. So I can't be with somebody that's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not gonna work for me. Like, that's going backwards. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't live in fear no more. So somebody that's always fearful of what's to come next, you ain't talking to me. I'm not talking to you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's no point. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's just certain things that are now consistent within my life that if a person did try to come along and like communicate with me on that sort of level, it's just not gonna work for me anymore. And it's like, people don't seem to understand that. They're like, oh, well, you know what I'm saying? You can just change for me. Talking to? Because you ain't talking to me. Like, no, I'm not. Like, and I think, like I said, as far as relationships, and this is not to tell you how to live your life or any of that. It's just, I've noticed when you get into a situation and you try to change somebody so that they're now suitable for you, it just never seems to work. Like, I just personally feel like I can do, you know what I'm saying? Don't try to look for the person that kind of somewhat checks off all your boxes but don't really, and then think years from now like, oh, well, I can make him into the man that I want him to be, or I can make her into the woman that I want her to be. That's not why we come down here. Quit trying to change people and force your own will on them. We live in a planet where, well, we live in a universe where this is a free will universe. Like, you can't force something on somebody, and that's just period. Like, that shouldn't even be a goal of yours. It's to try to force your will on the next person. So with that being said, like, don't do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Like I said, I just personally feel like dating has become, it's a science almost to a certain extent, but it's like, you got to know your boundaries. You got to know when to put your foot down. You got to know when to say no. And a lot of the times, like, people be asking me like, oh, well, why are you single? I'm single by choice, okay? Like, don't let the smooth taste fool you. If I wanted somebody, I could have somebody, but I'm not settling. I'm not settling for somebody that checks off 75% of my boxes. Like, if you don't check off all of my boxes, it's a no. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, child, quit asking me for my number, okay? Like, if y'all out there eating meat, it's no, because I'm not about to cook that, okay? Like, and one of my love languages is cooking for people. So it's like, if I can't even cook for you, like, oh, you just cook? No, I'm not. I'm not cooking no chicken. I'm not cooking no fish. Like, that's just, you got to figure it out, okay? Like, I don't even want you to bring that in the house because it stinks. So you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, another issue that I've ran into that tends to piss people off is the fact that I don't have no children, okay? I know I didn't, in the beginning of this video, I said I wasn't gonna say my age, but I'm 28, okay? I'm 28 and I don't have no kids, okay? Do I want children in the future? Of course. You know what I'm saying? But I personally don't date people with kids. When I tell people that, oh, they can't handle it. And they're like, what do you mean you don't date people with children? I don't have no kids. So why would I date you when you got kids? I'm not bringing no children to the table. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's wild out here. Hold on. I gotta cross over. Last night. Florida, they drive. Ooh, baby. The way y'all drive out here is ridiculous. But, I tend to tell people that, and they get a little attitude, like, oh, what you mean you won't date me because I got kids? I don't have children, so why would I date somebody that has kids? I don't want to be nobody's stepmama. Like, I don't want to be the woman that has to take care of somebody else's child. And as much as people don't want to say, like, oh, well, like, I know somebody that basically was like, I pretty much raise my kids. Like, I do all the caretaking for my children. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. But I still have to, at some point, interact with the child's mama. You know what I'm saying? You can't just, oh, well, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. At some point or another, y'all are going to cross paths. And typically, I don't do well with baby mamas. I don't know why. I don't know how come, but they just seem not to like me. I don't know if it's because it's like, you were her? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always a level of underlying jealousy that's there. And it's like, it causes issues. And now they want to sit up there and play. You know what I'm saying? I want to hold the child away from the... And I just don't have time to be trying to put myself through that or put a man through that. You know what I'm saying? Now she want to play with his kid because he's dating me. You know what I'm saying? Like, the level of intelligence and emotional intelligence just don't always be there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I said, I don't date men with children. You know what I'm saying? And especially because sometimes because they've had bad experiences with their child's mother, a lot of the times they'll be like, well, I don't know if I want to have a baby anymore. And it's like, I don't have no kids. I'm not about to give up my whole thing of wanting to have children because you had a bad experience with some crazy chick that you didn't screen before you had a baby with her. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, And like I said, I've had a couple of guys come up to me like, so you just not gonna date me because I got kids? And it's like, absolutely no, I'm not. And they'll get an attitude, but it's like, if you can't understand that, then I don't know what else to tell you. Because like I said, you're not about to trap me up, or because, you know what I'm saying, like, you just, and that's another thing. I think a lot of the times people will be in relationships with other people because other people want them to be in a relationship. It's not so much necessarily what it is that they want. So yeah, yeah, like, I'm like I said, at a different place in my life where I'm not doing it. Okay? Like, I'm just not about to do it. I'm not dating nobody with no kids. I'm not dating nobody that eat meat. I'm not dating nobody that prescribe to religion the way that they do, because like I said, I feel like religion just indoctrinates people. So if you have not evolved past that mind state of understanding this, then don't come talk to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're the type of person where you can't have a deep conversation, if you don't question the world around you, don't come talk to me, okay? If you're one of those people that's selfish and don't care about giving to other people, because I give sometimes even when I don't have to give, don't come talk to me, okay? Because we live our life two different ways, and you are not about to be an anchor on my ship, okay? Either you're going to be a propeller or you're going to be an anchor. A lot of times people will come along in your life and they will come along as an anchor. I'm not doing it, okay? 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 We're not doing that. I need to get over. Shout out to you. I thank you because you let me get over. But yeah, so live your life to the fullest. Be with somebody that check off all your boxes and quit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's 3 boxes he ain't check off. Baby, it's the reason why them 3 boxes is on there, okay? Anyways, I hope y'all have an amazing day. I hope if y'all are listening to this video, it helps. If you're in the dating scene, trying to date, looking for a new partner, if the partner you got ain't check off all your boxes, baby, it's time to reevaluate who you with. Like, that's just, don't be out here trying to change nobody. If they don't fit you, that's just that. But anyways, bye.